Alright, welcome to another edition of, what the fuck? Yeah, mostly. Stupid holiday edition? Yeah, not really. Couldn't be bothered, but I suppose I should make some sort of reference to religion a little bit. So even the Easter story, I mean, doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, first, okay, he dies on the cross and he's supposed to be dying for our sins. Yet, there's no evidence that that took place. I mean, except for like in Ben-Hur, I didn't see any of the, I didn't hear about all the lepers being cured and all the people being, relieved of their fetters. Women didn't automatically already have babies really easy because they've been forgiven for Eve's sins. So all the curses seem still in place. So I don't know what sins exactly he died for. Future ones? I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. So anyway, so then he does the whole die on the cross thing, and then he sits in the cave for whatever it is. So 3 days or 10 days, or I don't know. I don't know how it works. I forget the details. And then he came back for 3 days, right? And then he ascends to heaven, or something like that. Well, anyway, and so we're supposed to believe that, okay, after a guy has been resurrected from the dead, so a dead guy shows up and says, hey, I'm not dead anymore, pretty much proving the existence of his God, and then you go ahead and deny, and, jeopardize yourself clearly to go to hell. I mean, wouldn't you be pretty obedient then? The whole idea that people still denied his existence after he rose from the dead. So apparently, that's not exactly what must have happened because it doesn't make any sense. Again, So the disciples, they watch him perform miracles. They watch him make dead people alive. They watch all this stuff, and yet they're still unconvinced. And God won't provide us with any evidence at all. He won't even give us a simple test of like, I saw the word God written in the clouds. He won't give us any indication that God is real. And we're somehow greater sinners because we deny. When clearly he hasn't given us any Jesuses. I didn't get to see any Jesus do any miracles. So I'm hardly as guilty as the rest of the deniers. It's just so stupid. And so then what's the whole point? He comes back to do absolutely nothing. And then he leaves mommy and the family to die of whatever, ovarian cancer while they have Alzheimer's or something. I mean, some horrible fate. So they all had some horrible, miserable death. God didn't save them from anything. He didn't spare them the grisly truth of reality of life on Earth. So what's what? So he tortured his own mother. Ew, creepy. Now fuck this. It's a silly story. It's a little fable. It's worse than Three Pigs or Santa Claus. I mean, it has less credibility as a story. I mean, it's pretty hard, I mean, I know that's really pushing it a little, but come on. It's a really bad, stupid, dumb, idiotic story. So why do people cling to this crap? Why, in 2003, do we still have to try to kill this blight of nonsense in people's brains? But then, I just remembered singularity, multiverse, the Big Bang. I mean, people want to just believe in all kinds of other gods, and they just give them a new definition of what it means, to defend their nihilism or denialism or crazy fuck you, you're crazyism. So many little things. There's some character called Dispar something or other, right? And he has a regular channel and he does some of this physics arguing, but he doesn't know anything about any of these subjects. But he's calling himself some sort of complete relativist or something. I don't even know what the fuck it means. It means something like somehow everybody could just make up their own truth and it's the truth. There's no truth. There's no reality. Things aren't perfectly describable as things, and they are in three-dimensional space, and you can't really get all that confused. There's no relativity involved. a plane and a train are not the same thing. You can identify the distinctions and the differences. You're just saying, why are people doing this with their brains? How do they twist neurons in such a bizarre way that they can rationalize talking absolute drivel? I mean, it's so nothing. So the Mystic does that. I mean, his newest videos are just retarded. Some crap about how it's not my brain, in my brain. In my skull. It isn't what you could call my brain that makes my sentences and my behavior, and that somehow it's all us or something. And in some big picture way, you could just say, yes, it involves all things that are conscious, have some shared functionality, but that's about as far as you can go. You can just say, yeah, we all have an interest because we all know what it is to be conscious, and we all could claim some right to be concerned when consciousness is in bad conditions. And we'd want to make sure that it's usually in a good condition. If you're going to have a kid, you'd want to make sure, it had food and warmth and was taken care of. But whatever, you just can't, it's just impossible to understand what the fuck are these people talking about. My brain isn't your brain. They're distinctly different brains doing different calculations, and there's reasons why our calculations are different, and you can just point out the little reasons. You find the little differences in how they're adding up the numbers. But I'm just telling you, I'm sincerely trying to add up the numbers, sitting here looking at reality, and I see the numbers, and I just, add up the numbers, and I say, well, dead cat on the street, not a good thing. Starving kittens. I just add up the numbers and I say, oh, okay, yeah, it doesn't add up to anything good. It adds up to fucktarded. That's what it spells. If you pull the letters out of reality correctly, it says fucktarded, stupid, don't do it, bad idea, bugs. You're just a glorified bug. Alright, so that's my Easter message. Yeah. Okay, so to the videotape, and we'll get out of here. Yeah, sorry, I am sort of on a, low, I'm barely doing my endeavoring to persevere, just barely doing it. So, sorry about that. Just low on patience. This is just, I cannot, I can't force my brain, into your little baby bubble world of, just can't do it. For this simple reason that you've been here, smelled it, and vomited and said, oh, fuck, let's not do this anymore. It's kind of not that. Well, whatever. It's kind of a crude way of describing it, but yes, it's a simple conclusion. You be here a while, you find out it's all made out of addiction. It's all kind of just, perceptual rubbish. It's just little broken pieces inside of you that make you think you need this, and think you need that, think you need this, and you have to have that, and it has to be this way, and blah, blah, blah. And it's all little bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. It's all crap. You're playing a very small-minded game, and the world needs, big-minded thinkers. When it mass murders children. Yes, it is just kind of funny, right? I mean, it's the truth. And why aren't, nobody says it. I mean, even Dawkins can't do it, okay? He knows what the machinery is, and he can't do it. He can't tell the truth. He writes a selfish gene, the God delusion, and he follows up with the greatest show on earth, the mass murder of children. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, evolution should be known for what it is. Okay, you throw a bunch of things into the arena, the dog fight, and you throw them in with disabilities and all kinds of disadvantages, and then you just let, and they're all standing on bridges that could fall down any time, so it's just lucky where you happen to be born, whether you happen to be placed on a stable piece of dirt or an unstable piece of dirt, and you're all playing over these knives in quicksand, and you're just watching most of them fail. I mean, that's how evolution works. You have to have a lot more failures than successes. A lot more. Like 100 to 1 ratios of failure. And in some cases, like octopuses and stuff, you're talking 10, 20,000 to 1 odds of living the good life. You know, where you actually survive your childhood. Yeah, 1 in 10,000 odds of surviving your childhood. And we need to call that the greatest show on earth? No, that is the most disgusting show in the universe. Ugh, fuck. Yeah. I shouldn't have to make these arguments over and over again. Stuff. You know, can I save enough money to buy a new crayon? Yeah, right. So it's all the small game. Our life is just full of playing the little small game. Little small, oh, I'll get some insoles for my shoes and then I'll feel better. And, you know, they're having a sock sale and, you know, I guess I could work my way up. You know, the sunglasses. Ooh, I got a new pair of sunglasses. They turn blue. And they have LEDs in them and such. Small games. Very small games. Plan than that, you know, in terms of your creation story. I mean, it's so bad in so many ways. You say, how could they even sell this crappy religion? Yeah, so that's part of the narrative is there in there. But I'm just saying, yes, there's nothing about it. Why is it even appealing to people? God is such a sadist, a crazy motherfucker. Why would they even have any inclination to defend it or to do whatever it's required to be part of that club? It's an insane club. No, the real motivation is if you're going to believe in this God, then you should be figuring out how you can organize the ghosts, you know, into a mob and perpetrate a coup and, you know, take over. Because the guy running the show is a sicko. That should be your instinct. 2 + 2 on another planet. I mean, they're not going to calculate anything profound or meaningful because their calculator is like a kid's toy. Yeah, so I'm just trying to make the point that, you know, there's, like I said, philosophically, there's little philosophy and there's big philosophy. And, you know, people are just caught up in their little tiny, you know, crayon world, and they never grow up and draw real pictures. You know, that's my analogy. You know, how do you know, for what? Yeah, I don't have. Okay, so yeah. So I think I'm just saying yes. Okay, so we're singing and dancing, and that's it. So we have our little play, our little performance, whatever the fuck that is, and that's worth torturing things for, in your opinion, as the average person I'm talking to. The average human brain says, yes, it's worth it. Pathetic. Okay, so if those are the only available jobs, you decline employment. You know, decline the opportunity to, you know, support the system. Yes, so I don't know exactly what the context of that one was, but yeah, I mean, you know, the point is there's no reason to be one of them. The Borg doesn't really have any benefit program. There's nothing, you know, you're not going to win anything by being part of this gung-ho engine of mass murder. I mean, you really aren't going to get any perks. So why are you bothering with that? Because, you know, any kind of fake nonsense where you just pretend to believe, your brain knows you're pretending. I don't think you're going to fool it. So you're really not going to escape dissidence and some sort of emotional impact, because you're basically living a lie. Religion, and circularly trot around in the pages of Babel, and think you're accomplishing something by following the silly recipe that doesn't say much. Go get baptized a lot and say you're sorry a lot. Yeah, so I was just taking a little shot, but I mean, yeah, it's so irrational, right? Who cares about your deeds? All that matters is before you die, you say I'm sorry, and somebody drops some water on your head. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? This is the scheme of life you're defending. Some kind of we should inject this into brains so they're thinking this is the way to live. I mean, it's disgusting that people would even, it's bad enough you are religious. The idea that you would infect anybody else with your sickness is just really scary. Because you really ought to know that you're really out of your fucking mind insane. Shit. You try to evade doing stupid things, where, I don't know, you cut yourself on a rusty piece of metal or something. Yeah, so this is all these more small games. You're just sitting here trying to defend your existence and trying to protect yourself from disaster and trying to... And it's all a very little game we play. Because the real game is your brain isn't the only thing in here. You're not the only player, and that's the simple truth. It's a multiplayer game, and you're responsible for where all your bullets go, and for all the air you use, and for all the poo you make, and for all the whatever. Yeah. For every word you utter that makes the Borg stronger. I agree with you that life is shit, but I understand that if you believe it from your perspective, that so this is just trying to explain the imposition argument, just to get people to understand. If you have to concede, it's possible, if you just bend your imagination a little bit, that somebody could actually say that, yeah, I mean, if you take things like mass murder of children seriously, it is true that that's what nature does. That's exactly how the mechanism is constructed, and if that does bother you, you should be able to concede, oh yes, you can understand why that might bother somebody. That torture isn't a good thing, and are you really going to pretend that somebody who is vegan, for example, or something else, are you really going to pretend they're doing it for some irrational reason? No, they're doing it for a perfectly rational reason, because torture isn't fun. It's not fun to look at, and it's not fun to imagine being the victim. So it's perfectly sensible. So you should be able to understand that our motivations are just defensive. We're trying to protect ourselves from your ambitions for us. We're just slaves saying we would like our freedom. And so you should at least acknowledge the fact that you're in a more difficult position, of where you should have some pretty good words to speak to us to explain why we must be slaves to your ambition. Your colonization of the universe is somehow going to be worth our perpetual and inevitable slavery to your silly, whatever it is, construction. You're building your cathedral out of our blood and bones. You really should have a very good reason to do that. And you don't have any. Besides, you don't have a very good reason. You don't have any kind of reasons. That is logic. Completely unconstructed video. I'm just okay. So yeah, just summing up by saying shit. Yeah, it's one of those off weeks. All right. Yes, a lot of my videos look like they were happened in an off week. Okay, but so what? All right. It was offer. So yeah, but good enough, frankly. In spite of the poor raw materials, it seemed almost like a video. So it's close enough. I'm going to declare it to be close enough. I'm not going to apologize too much for it. I'll just make some apology just to cover my bases, so people don't think I'm saying, hey, that was the greatest video ever made, because it really wasn't. But whatever. It's just another all I can do is throw the pebbles that are available, and I threw one of them. That's what I'll keep doing. Words are a very feeble weapon in this war, unfortunately, because brains are really thick and full of shit, and they're hard to shake all the crap out. Anyway, with words, it's hard to shake some, it's hard to clean it from this distance. But anyway, that's my job, so to speak, and this is just another push of the mop. So that's all I can say. I am pushing it. Okay, I'm not pushing it great, but I'm pushing it. I'm doing something. I'm trying, just not doing it very effectively. But anyway, so we'll call it a video. Say, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, holiday fun. Yeah, whatever. And so on. So, that's it. So, folks. So, till the next time, when, who the hell knows? Who knows what you'll get? I don't know. You don't know. We all don't know. Yeah. So, it'd be a big surprise for all of us. Alright, so there really won't be a surprise. It'll just be another one of these fucking videos. But whatever. Shit. Yeah. Alright. Till then, when I'll do another video like this one. Yeah. Oh, God. It's horrible. And yeah, I don't know what else. Do anything else. I can only put words together and utter them. That's all I can do. So anyway, we'll see if I can do it better. Alright, I'll try. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Till then, such and so forth and whatnot. Just get out of here, Gary. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll leave. And then I won't have to worry about saying anything. There, I left. So I'm done saying anything. So I left. So, till the next time, and such, and so forth, and whatnot. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.